So what is SOAR and how do you teach it? How do you help children understand what it is? SOAR is here. You'll have a poster to kind of show it. The S means to sense what's around you. What does that mean to a child? Sense what's around me. They're looking at you blank when you say that. Well, what's around you? When you're tapping your pencil on the table, are you sensing the children around you that are trying to work? You may be disrupting them. If you are angry and you decide to throw a chair across the classroom, did you sense what was around you? Did you think about the kids that could have been hurt by that? You know, helping kids think before they do things. And also in nice ways. You know, kids have a habit of just walking into a classroom and stepping over jackets and not picking anything up because it's not theirs. Well, sense what's around you, and if you see a jacket on the floor, pick it up and put it where it belongs. If you see a chair that needs to be pushed in, push the chair in. Do nice things for other people and create a safer environment for everybody. Everyone in the classroom is responsible for this. Everyone in the classroom needs to sense what's around them. And then we have a better classroom and a better learning environment. They really start to do that, and they vocalize it a lot. Miss Teas, I sensed what's around me. I pushed in a chair. Miss Teas, I sensed what's around me. I picked up a jacket. Eventually that fades out a little bit, and they just start doing these nice things. But at first, they're very proud of it. I don't reward the children with treasure box or any kind of gift for doing this. I praise them. I show them that I'm proud of them, and they continue to do it. And these are behaviors that they should learn and they should do. This is a problem in many classrooms before we can get to our reading curriculum or our math curriculum. We have jackets all over the floor, and chairs aren't pushed in, and kids are tapping pencils, and a child is screaming because they're not sensing what's around them. We need to teach them to sense what's around them before we can teach them anything else. The O in SOAR is open your hands to help others. Again, I don't know if this just isn't natural for children, but a lot of kids aren't doing it. They're not doing nice things for other people. And when they do nice things, well, what am I going to get? What are you going to give me? You know, I'll give you this if you give me that. We need to raise better little people. We need them to be better and nicer to each other. And that's what we're doing with SOAR. We teach them to open their hands to help others. Again, I'm not giving them anything to do this. I'm proud of them, and they know I'm proud of them. They come in from recess, and they tell me, Miss Teas, I wasn't very cold. I had a jacket and a sweatshirt on. I opened my hands to help others, and I gave Jimmy my jacket. Miss Teas, you know, I saw that he left his lunch pail in the cafeteria, so I brought it to him. I opened my hands to help others. Sometimes they bring me a handful of garbage that they found on the playground. Look, I cleaned the playground. I opened my hands to help others. You know, we'll work on throwing it in the garbage again, but, you know, we open our hands to help others in many, many ways, and they're proud of it. They carry it over. They take it home. They'll come back to school the next day and say, I opened my hands to help my mom last night. I helped her clean the kitchen. I opened my hands and helped my dad. You know, we swept the garage. They're realizing that these are positive behaviors and that we're proud for them. They're aware now of what they're doing, and they're doing more of these things. They're opening their hands to help others, and they're sensing what's around them. Acting with kindness. This is something for the A, acting with kindness, that I use constantly as a reminder, especially when I see kids not acting so kind. You know, it's easy for a teacher to say, don't behave that way, don't speak that way, don't do that. Well, you know you're going to get nowhere by speaking to a child that way. I remind them when I see them doing something not so kind. Jimmy, are you acting with kindness? Are you opening your hands to help others? They know what I'm talking about. They get back on track usually. If they don't, you know, we'll have to talk about that a little further. But constant reminders, are you acting with kindness? Also, before we leave a classroom, we line up for recess. You know, everybody line up, let's get in a straight line. Remember to act with kindness at recess. Now run and have fun. So before we let them into environments where there's a lot of socializing and a lot of communication, reminding them to act with kindness, and it's helping. We see a lot of it. We see them expressing to each other when they like something and when they don't. We have students sitting together saying, it makes me feel sad when you say that to me. It makes me happy when you do that. You know, communicating like they're much older than they are because they're aware of these skills and of these emotions and of the ways that they should be behaving. The last one is the R for respect other people. Again, much like acting with kindness, I use it in much of the same way. But when I see them doing a very nice thing and really respecting somebody else in the classroom, sometimes I praise them. Sometimes Sally shows up and, oh, what was that, Sally? Oh, you're right. wow, Sally really noticed that the boys and girls over here are acting with respect and they're respecting each other. They're taking turns. They're doing a great job. I point out those behaviors in the class by Sally noticing them, by me noticing them. Oh, you should see the smile on their face when they realize they've done something so nice, that I'm proud of them and that Sally's proud of them. You can target specific areas. Make sure in lunch that you open your hands to help others. At recess, make sure you're acting with kindness. Today we have library. I want to make sure you're respecting other people. You can hit each area, or you can just remind the kids to SOAR. If you feel like they've really, embraced each area and they understand it, then I go more into mid-year or later into the year. We're SOARing on the playground. Make sure we're SOARing in the library. We're SOARing in the cafeteria. They know what that means. They know of 4 behaviors I'm expecting of them, and they do it. They come in and they tell me when they're doing it. And they also say things now instead of, Tommy's a bad boy, Tommy was mean. Miss Taya's Tommy wasn't SOARing. And so we're not making anybody feel bad about their behavior, but it's recognized, and kids see those bad behaviors and say the child is not SOARing, rather than calling them out on what they were doing. It's every day, it's all day long, it's a constant reminder. It doesn't take away from my teaching time. I don't stop teaching curriculum. As I'm teaching, as I'm walking around the classroom, I remind the kids, wow, great job acting with kindness, great job SOARing. It's really easy to fit into the classroom, especially when you give examples of you SOARing, things I did. What I did today to open my hands to help others was, and I give examples of things I did for another teacher, things I did for my children at home, things I did for my students. They want to be like you. They want to be positive. They want to feel accomplished. They want you to be proud of them. They'll do it if you teach them what it means and show them examples of how to do it. The children will SOAR.